Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome to Old School. We're live at the Mercado. Certified Piedmontese Beef. We'll be here till 6 o'clock. We update as we go, so you folks know how to get in contact with us. 402-464-5685. The Honda Lincoln hotline, or you can text into the text line. You can follow us on the live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I want to thank you guys for your kindness in the day and the folks who have stopped by the Mercado. We're meeting some really cool folks here, and so folks are showing up. Jake Sorensen is with me. Jay Foreman will call at 5:30. Barry Thompson at 5. Kevin Meyer will join us live here from Meyer Cork and Bottle. He will join us at 4:30. So we just met. First of all, we met Jay's mother-in-law.
Yeah, we did.
All right, she came by and gave us a wonderful smile, and she was looking for Jay. She was like, "Where's he at?" But we appreciate her because she went out. She got her shopping done.
She did.
She went out and then she came back in to say, introduce herself and say, "It's nice to meet you." And that was very kind of her to do so. So greatly appreciated. What'd you get? You got the Santa special. Yes. No, what's your name? We can hear you. What's your name? Oh, you can't tell anybody. You're gift shopping.
It's a surprise.
You're gift shopping.
Oh.
Get out. Okay, we won't give your name away.
Somebody's getting the Santa special, though.
Somebody's getting the Santa special. So this is what's going on. You can do some holiday shopping. You can do just if you want a meal plan for the weekend. The Santa selection box, 2 grass-fed 10-ounce New York strips, 2 grass-fed 10-ounce ribeye, 4 grass-fed ground beef hamburgers at 16-ounce each, 1 certified Piedmontese ultimate steak rub, and the summer sausage at 16 ounces. If you're feeling like that's not enough, and that's saying a lot, but that's just for $75. It's a $100 value. If that's not enough, the Butcher's Bounty Box, 4 grass-fed New York strip, 2 grass-fed ribeyes, 4 grass-fed filet mignon, 6 ounces, 4 grass-fed ground beef burgers at 16 ounces, the steak rub, and then the summer sausage, all for $150 at a value of $175. So then along the other folks that we've met, Big Daddy Stratty. We just met Big Daddy Stratty.
We did.
Scott Stratman just came in. He wanted to help us out, and he did a great thing. Yeah, he said give a shout-out to Nick, the manager of Mercado, Jordan, the manager of Casa Bovina, and Bennett, the manager of Bar. They got a new sommelier.
Kevin would know that word. Kevin Martin would know that word.
I got that. I haven't used it in 20 years. I had to go back to my restaurant days to figure that one out. So stop by. We'll be here till 6 o'clock. And I'm just telling you, I cheated, and they made a jambalaya, and I had it before the show because I hadn't eaten. And my goodness gracious, well done. Bravo. Kudos. It was great stuff. Bring in Jake Sorensen. Jake, first of all, thank you for standing up. Appreciate you, brother.
You're welcome. Got a festive Christmas tree behind us, DP. If you're watching the video stream, we are festive today.
This is the Jake and DP Christmas card.
Yeah,
and
right.
we're just like somebody will freeze frame it and they'll use that as a Christmas card. You're not allowed to write mean things on that.
Only nice
things.
Can't.
Don't screen grab it and then write stuff on there that we didn't say. So let's not do that.
Yeah.
So I didn't get your take on this thing. As Fred Hoiberg announces that not only have they lost Brian Bach for a few weeks, but they're not sure they have a lot of folks to get on the plane tomorrow to travel to Atlanta to face a top 20 Auburn team. Have you seen anything like this?
Not that I can think of. I mean, we have right now across the country the last 2 years, and COVID has wiped things out, and we've had cancellations and postponements, and obviously sicknesses do come and go with teams and all sorts of events, but it hasn't really hit Nebraska before in the past. I can't think of a time where you've questioned if you can field a team to actually take to an event, football, basketball, baseball, whatever. But it's going around. It's not just in Nebraska. We're seeing this quite a few places, whether it's NFL or NBA or college basketball, even some college football still. You're seeing some issues with health and flu coming up. Some COVID, some flu, just because it is seasonal flu time right now. But yeah, after a rough loss against Michigan, you could certainly use your whole team to try to get back on track. And if that's the case, that they're going to be short-staffed or short-handed against Auburn, I'd say good luck, man. Good luck, gentlemen. Play hard.
Auburn doesn't need the help.
Wait, limit the fouls because we don't have any guys to actually fill in for you.
Well, but if you're not going to foul a big, long, athletic Auburn team, you know what happens? It starts to look like the Harlem Globetrotters versus the Washington Generals. Like that's what that's going to look like. Because this, again, I know they're in the Big Ten, but Auburn is long, athletic, strong, and they play. Look, they press full court 30 minutes of the game. Like this is not going to you're going to wear down, and if you don't have your weapons, it's difficult if you have your weapons. I'm not sure what they're going to do if they don't have them, Jake.
Well, I tell you what, I think back to the last year, the Big Ten Big Ten tournament, where that was when things got wiped out before COVID, and Nebraska did have some injuries there. They took Noah Vedral out there and Brant Banks, and those guys did play. Nebraska lost to Indiana that day, so I guess the football season's over.
They got some dudes.
We want to go make the trip. Hey, he wants to take a trip to Atlanta and take on Auburn. We don't. Austin Allen. Thank you, Kevin Myers says Austin Allen is 6'9". Why can't he play?
I think he
would.
Like 10 points but he's looking forward to his professional career.
It's one last hurrah, DP. Come on, let him have some fun. Let him say I scored points against Auburn and Bruce Pearl.
Well, he would actually have to. He would actually have to score though.
He's going to score. He's
so you're saying Austin Allen?
Awkward.
How many points would Austin Allen get if he played?
5.
Okay,
2 points in and one. one with the harm there.
I just I don't understand it. I was trying to figure out this week after watching this team play, and I thought I've been around basketball a very long time. I've never seen a team just not be able to shoot the ball.
Yeah,
I mean, it's purposeful. And again, I love the guys on the roster, and they will tell you themselves. They've said themselves, we've got to shoot the ball better. But have you seen? I mean, it seems like it's exclusive to Nebraska basketball.
This is not new. That's the weird thing, DP. I mean, this has been a problem for years. You talk about Nebraska thinks they bring in some shooters, whether it's the Vandy Center, whether it's PBA, and sometimes they're good, but mostly it's just kind of been a curse of the program. I don't know how you lift it. I don't know who needs to, what needs to happen for Nebraska to shoot well, but 5 for 35 from three-point land in a game where the opponent was 15 of 32 is unbelievable, especially in your home arena. This wasn't at Michigan in the Chrysler Center. This was in PBA. And they seemed like they were the home team and Nebraska was the away team. I haven't seen that from Nebraska before.
It was kind of weird, right? That every team that struggles to shoot in their regular season comes to Pinnacle Bank Arena and lights it up.
Yeah.
Like
it's a tradition like any
they
other.
light it up like, oh my goodness. Like it's like medicine.
Yeah.
It's like medicine for bad shooting teams, except for the team that plays there on a regular basis.
Right.
So I'm not sure what to expect. We're going to root for them and pray for them, and hopefully they're from a health standpoint they get it together. But then from a shooting standpoint, man, my coach has always said the only way to get out of a shooting slump is to shoot your way out of it. Nebraska hasn't completed that task.
They tried to.
Like they haven't. Worse. Well, we just don't know what the number is, right? We don't know what the magic number is. Maybe they need to shoot 40 threes a game before they hit a rhythm. I don't know, Jake. I
mean, they are 351st out of 358 in the nation in three-point percentage.
That is,
and it's not because they're not shooting them; they are shooting plenty. They're not going like 3 for 17. They're going. You went 5 for 35.
5 for 35, and I'm not sure that 20 of them weren't good looks, right? Like really good looks. And Bach and I were talking earlier about shooters, and that look, all the things you say about defending shooters is in play until you come across a really good shooter. Like they tell Kyle Korver, don't come off the bench shooting. No, that's his job. So shooters are going to come in the game, they're going to shoot. That's what you hope. That's what you hope for.
I got to assume, DP, that these guys were good shooters in high school, where they came from. Lat Mayan, we hear all the time, but he was great at TCU. He could hit 86 of 100 threes in practice, and he's just when the lights come on, he just isn't as sharp. And for Tominaga, he said he's had some stretches where he's shot well, but it hasn't been enough. 3 for 11 from the behind the line on Tuesday against Michigan. I mean, that's a guy that I think that if he starts off hot, and by the way, he did. He hit 2 threes early. He thought that's a good sign. They went ice cold after that. But if he makes a couple, then maybe it's a visual thing where guys believe and they start seeing the bucket as wide as Fred Hoiberg says that it is. That did not work for them before that Tuesday game. But they need to get off to better starts, and that's been a problem for Nebraska. Although against Indiana, they were up 14-4. And then it went ice cold. So I guess you could start fast, which I think they need to.
They were tied. They were tied with Michigan. 13 all.
Yeah, it was 13 all.
Right.
And then it all went.
Then it went all. Yeah.
It went away.
It went all that.
And then it wasn't.
So we understand that this team has to almost be perfect, no matter who they're playing against. That they've got to be pretty good, right? So they've got to rebound better. They've got to defend better on any given night. And remember, the North Carolina State game was an example of this team as well.
Yeah.
Like it's easy to say, well, Michigan is everything that they are.
Yep.
But that's not necessarily true.
No, it's not. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to get caught up in the moment and complain about, wow, this season is already looking, sour, but it doesn't have to be that way. They can go on the road to Auburn and be, with a lack of players and pull a huge upset. And man, that could change a lot of things. That could change your mentality about, wow, we actually have a squad. We're not the bad team that got beat by Michigan by 35 points. Do I expect them to beat Auburn? No. Did I expect them to beat them with a fully healthy team? No, I did not. And we'll see how they look. At least they can fight and play a full 40 minutes.
And they're sick.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, it's tough.
Like even the ones that feel the best.
We're just waiting for this not to feel like this,
right?
But why do we? What do we do to deserve this? What do these players do to deserve this?
Well, I think what Husker fans would want is sometime before Christmas that you get an example. Like, give us an example of what you can be.
Yeah, please.
Right? Like, let us see the best in you for one game for Christmas.
Against a non like South Dakota or or a Tennessee
at this point, I'm not picky at this point. If it's Kennesaw State and they run them out, I'm good with that too.
Yeah, let's get it.
Like, I'll take that one.
Please just get a win in December.
Just something before Christmas is all we want.
They could be Kansas State, maybe. We'll see. K-State's solid though.
They're solid, but everybody's solid. They're not. We can have that conversation. They're not Big Ten solid, but we don't know what that is, and we don't know what that means. NC State would certainly be Big Ten solid.
Yeah, that'll be a nice win to get, and I'm curious how they responded if they get that win and get that monkey off your back. The first road game of the season, if they pulled it off in regulation or any of the overtimes, maybe they still feel like they can close the game out and compete. But that might have been a crippling loss for them mentally, saying, "Man, that was a lot of time to invest, a lot of physical time to invest in. It didn't result in a win for a squad that has not won much in the Hoiberg era." So I'm curious how much that hurt them mentally, but since that game they are 0-2.
Yeah, and I do like the one glimmer of hope and reason is that while it's a home game for Auburn, it's in Atlanta.
Yeah.
In a different building.
It's not actually in their building.
So maybe the yips will hit the Auburn Tigers the way it's hit Nebraska. They're shooting in a different building than they normally practice from. We don't know. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I my mind is blown by it all, and we try to figure that out along the way. I do want to switch lanes here because through all of the conversation about Nebraska basketball, there's Nebraska football attempting to make some positive news. They're trying to provide some positive content. Are you thrilled? Are you excited? Are you satisfied with the Huskers additions in those coaching?
I'll start in order. I think Mickey Joseph's a great hire. I think it's hard to find anything really bad about him or negative. I think that's a guy that was. We look at the response from LSU fans. You can tell enough that they are all sad to see him go. They said that's a huge loss. They realized what he did for that receiving group of Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase in that 2019 season where they were incredible. He developed them. He recruited them. And that does not go unnoticed. And that's why you're excited to see already him making an impact on the recruiting trail of hearing from 4-star receivers and some transfers and guys from Louisiana. So that's all great. Mickey Joseph's an exceptional A+ get for Nebraska.
Okay.
I am curious, and I'm optimistic about Mark Whipple. This year was great for him with Pitt, with Kenny Pickett, who had not been great the previous 2 years under him. So the concern people say is it going to take 3 years for this offense to get to where it needs to be under Mark Whipple? Because it can't take that long. It has to start clicking right away. And I guess it all depends on, do you get Miles Brennan? Do you get a solid quarterback as a transfer? Or can Smothers or Harburg carry that load? I'd be surprised if it's either of those two in terms of the upcoming season. But I'm optimistic. It's a guy that has been around the game in NFL and college football. I don't care. He's 64 years old. He's experienced. He's a guy that has a lot. He's a veteran out there. So I'm happy with that. And then Donovan Raiola. I mean, the Raiola name is obviously huge in Nebraska with Dominic and how great he was here, and then with his long NFL career and wanting to get his son Dylan to Nebraska eventually as a quarterback. That's the one that you hear the most people, most cynicism about and curiosity about. Is that going to work? And I understand that because he hasn't really had a lot of any experience in the college game. He's coming from the Bears as an assistant offensive line coach, and Nebraska just really needs to figure that spot out. The offensive line is absolutely the biggest thing that needs to get resolved on that offense. So I get why there's a lot of hesitation and concern there when maybe Jeff Quinn at Notre Dame was available, a guy who's developed some NFL players recently. But I sit here and I'm pretty optimistic about what they brought in.
If you did the checklist offensively, right? Areas of need, areas of concern, offensive line top of the list, you've at least addressed it. Don't know if you've changed direction or purpose,
right?
But you've at least addressed it. Then the passing game, and you now have a new passing game coordinator. You have a leader, a director in that space. You now have an offensive coordinator and a quarterback's coach who has had recent success. So both of those cases, both of those hires are guys who had immediate success. We don't have to look back deep in history. We can look back to their most recent work.
That's right.
Most recent production and see what it is they bring to the table. But that box that needs to be checked is one that concerns me slightly because you have a passing game coordinator and an offensive coordinator. Who's in charge?
Yeah.
Who's in charge? Because we have a coach who likes to dabble in play call.
This sounds a lot to me like the question that was at LSU in 2019. They had an offensive coordinator and they had a passing game coordinator. Joe Brady was the guy that gets all the love for that season, but they actually had a guy that was the offensive coordinator of that team. So that's a fair question, DP. Who is calling the plays? Is it going to be Whipple? Does Joseph get involved as the passing game coordinator? Is Frost still calling plays? I don't want to have this trifecta where it's just unknown who's calling the plays, because I think Frost does still want to be involved in some capacity.
Do you feel comfortable with his play calling?
It depends on where they go with this offense. If they approach like he was at UCF and Oregon in the first couple years in Nebraska, then I know I still think he has talent there. It just didn't result in wins. He got a bunch of yards. It was an issue in the red zone. But if they're going to a different philosophy where they want a pro-style quarterback, that's not something he's really operated with in his time as a coordinator. So I would say to that, I'm curious, but would I trust him to call plays? Maybe not as much, and that's why Mr. Whipple has to step up and do that.
Yeah, and I'm so angry at Tom and Bach for bringing Mr. Whipple back into my life.
Mr. Whipple.
Yeah, they brought him back in my life.
It was going to be brought back, whether you liked it or not.
I'm not happy about that. I'm just not, because the creepy old tissue squeezing dude is just not exactly the dude I want to get down with on a regular basis.
That's too bad.
But I want to get. I know, right? He made a career. The dude made a lot of money by squeezing toilet paper. Scott in Stonebridge Creek states this: if you're a pro coach, you should be able to develop players at any level. Kudos for the assembly of coaches and their experience so far. Also, the Spencer Rattler drum is beating louder this afternoon.
Oh.
Okay.
Who's beating that drum?
Okay.
Where's that drum at?
Talk to me, man. Talk to me. Is that a drum you want to hear? Do you want to hear the Spencer Rattler drum?
I just have concerns about his character. Now, I have not been around the guy ever. We hear what we hear regarding his character. You saw the video evidence when Caleb Williams went in the game this year, and Rattler was the only guy that didn't go celebrate when he got a touchdown. He just lost his job. It's hard to really be happy for the guy that took away your job as you were being lauded as a preseason Heisman favorite and a first-round draft pick. That's fallen down. So this is a guy that's probably been humbled to some extent, and I hope he's hungry. So on that element, I'm curious, but I don't want somebody in here if he is a bad character guy, a bad locker room guy.
So
the talent intrigues me.
So much to unpack there.
The character
There's so much to unpack there. And maybe it's wrong to ask you to be the spokesperson for all of the Nebraska fan base, but do you care what kind of dude he is if he goes out and wins the Big Ten West?
Well, no, but the problem is that sometimes those locker room guys can cause issues that don't result in winning.
You have issues with 9 losses. Like,
oh yeah,
let's be clear.
You do.
Hey, I don't want to do a bunch of nice dudes who take 9 losses. Like, that's not how this
if
works.
they go 10-2, win the division, I don't care what kind of guy.
Well,
you
that's
are.
what I like.
But you can't guarantee that right now.
Well, but that's part of the conversation I wanted to have. Like, real talk. Real talk.
Stir it up.
Yeah, yes, Kevin. Right. Like,
yes,
that was my point. That you want good folks wearing your colors and representing you, but you also want winning folks to represent those. And there are no angelic programs, but I appreciate the intent to have the right people in air quotes, right? Air quotes, the right people. The reality is, under any other circumstance, remove the personality profile. Spencer Rattler says he sniffs Lincoln, Nebraska. The fan base should all rally, go fund me a first-class plane ticket with a limo that picks him up it's at the bottom of the stairway and drive him to Memorial Drive. That's a thing. Now, if you're saying that doesn't matter, that you're disliked for the guy, that in truth, the people that dislike him don't know him.
Yep.
They don't know him. I'm waiting to hear from the dude that knows Spencer Rattler say he's not a nice dude.
I'd be curious too. Mark Whipple is a guy that just developed a guy that's going to be a first-round pick. Does he see Spencer Rattler as a guy that, hey, it just didn't work out in Oklahoma. He's still talented. I can make that guy again a first-round pick. That's what I'm curious. Does he say, yeah, I want Rattler? Like, I would talk to Whipple and say, hey, do you want this guy? Yeah. All right,
but the dating pool in this case doesn't work that way. Rattler is the one that gets to choose.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Like, here's the thing. The fact that Rattler would even consider Nebraska after 3 losses. Everybody here should be throwing confetti in there because it means you changed the vacuum. Because a year ago, he wouldn't have considered you. 2 years ago, didn't consider you. 3 years ago, wasn't considering you. And now all of a sudden, one of the elite talents in all of college football is actually listening to. He hears the name Nebraska and doesn't frown and doesn't sprint in the other direction. So I just wanted to circle the fact that you've reached a point where that guy is considering you. Pay attention. Pay attention to the fact that one of the great football talents in the country is open to the discussion of being a part of Nebraska football's program. And if you don't pay attention to that, you're going to miss the message. You're going to miss it because that dude's considering, and I don't think that people really get it. If Spencer Rattler ponders Nebraska has removed itself from a place that they were in just a month ago. Just point that out.
All right.
I'm not saying go all in on the dude. I'm not saying you should root for the dude. Whatever you want to do, you want to do. But some of the best football players I know were awful human beings. We'll throw it to break when we come back. It's Thursday. Kevin Meyer from Meyer Cork and Bottle will join us live here at the Mercado. We'll be here till 6 o'clock. Join in, listen up. We'll be drinking. We'll be sipping. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At the Nebraska Ag Expo, we're passionate about sharing all the latest and greatest innovations and technologies that agriculture has to offer to help increase profits, lower costs, and improve the way you farm and ranch. Grab your neighbor and come on out to this year's show. Visit with nearly 1,700 ag experts, all under one roof. December 7th, 8th, and 9th at the Lancaster Event Center. Register online for free admission at NebraskaAgExpo.com. Sponsored in part by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
Tom and Bach.
I think the hope is from Scott Frost that the culture has been built and these guys below them have learned a lot from them and they will be able to take the mantle. I mean, that's the hope. And then what they don't have from the loss of experience, the super seniors, you can get from the portal, similar to what Mel Tucker did at Michigan State. I think that's the way they're going to attempt to build their program going forward.
Weekdays from 11 to 2 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, I'm Jay Foreman. When I played football for Nebraska in the NFL, I wore lots of protective gear to safeguard my health. I'm still protecting my health, as well as my family, friends, and community because I got my COVID vaccine. And now, even kids 5 years and older can be vaccinated. If you've been vaccinated, get your booster shot if you qualify. It's free, it's safe, and it protects all of us. Suit up against COVID. Find out more at healthylincoln.org.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop. But you just brought a haul of groceries home from the store. It's cool. No one expects you to shop and cook in the same day. So let the flavor experts at Wingstop hook you up with mouth-watering wings, crispy tenders and thighs, fries and sides delivered to your door. You can always cook tomorrow. That's why the fridge was invented. Get it delivered at wingstop.com.
Order online now from the new Wingstop located at 5001 O Street.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank. A relationship you can count on.
Sunny skies expected here for our Wednesday. We'll top out near 48 with a west-southwest wind at 10 to 15. Mostly cloudy skies tonight. Maybe a few sprinkles around the area. A low down to around 34. Decreasing cloud cover tomorrow with a high of 53. That's a check of your forecast. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Lincoln's mega liquidation store is here. Wholesale Logistics is now open on West O Street as a bin store with tons of liquidation pallets, appliances, mattresses, furniture, and more. Brand new mattresses 30 to 60% off retail with well-known brands. New furniture also 30 to 60% off retail value. Brand new LG scratch and dent appliances 35 to 40% off retail. Wholesale Logistics purchases truckloads of smaller items from major retailers and throws them into bins, with everything starting at just $8. Get to Wholesale Logistics, open each Friday to Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at 2811 West O Street.
This year, show her she's the one with 1 carat diamond jewelry from Riddle's Jewelry, your trusted family-owned jeweler for over 60 years. Choose from Riddle's remarkable collection of 1 carat total weight diamonds in rings, pendants, bracelets, or earrings at prices you'll love with savings up to 50%. Show the one you love how much they mean to you with the perfect 1 carat diamond gift from Riddle's Jewelry.
Located in Gateway Mall. Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. It can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batsterats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Allo knows businesses need reliable communication, both at the office and at home. Now more than ever. Just listen to Bill Mitchner from Lighthouse.
Before we'd have breaks in service, especially for internet, but we've never had any issues with Allo. It's always been there and available when we needed it.
At Allo, supporting your business is our business. To get your free quote and switch today, visit allofiber.com/workfast or call 402-480-6685 today.
Have you been to Barn Wood and Leather, that new furniture store in Lincoln? It's a whole new look. If you like country, you'll love Barn Wood and Leather. It's country with a kick. Rustic, yet contemporary, and crafted in America from historic reclaimed barnwood and the finest leather. Create your own one-of-a-kind look for a room or your whole home. Come see for yourself at Barn Wood and Leather, South 14th and Dahlberg. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. In girls basketball, number 5 Lincoln Southwest won over number 4 Bellevue East 47-38. Kennedy Williams led all scorers with 15 points and came up big on both sides of the court as a two-way player. On Saturday in boys basketball, Lincoln Southeast fell to Bellevue West 80-58. Lincoln High lost in double overtime to Columbus 76-72. Colin Nick for Eastwood finished the game with 20 points. Lincoln East also lost this week to Creighton Prep 54-51. Creighton Prep scored on a three-pointer with 1 second left to seal the game. Lincoln North Star coasted to a win over South Sioux City 71-4. Lincoln Northeast won over Papillion Vista 63-57. Lincoln Pius won over North Platte comfortably 61-41. Lincoln Lutheran lost to Norfolk Catholic 53-37. Norris won over Northwest 52-36. And Waverly beat Elkhorn 45-24. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
Why wait until Friday to start your weekend?
Go ahead, start right now.
You're thirsty now, and 93.7 The Ticket is here to help you stock up.
Just in time for the weekend when I like to hit the clubs.
Time to broaden your horizons and try some new wine and beer. It's Thirsty Thursday with Kevin Meyer from Meyer's Cork and Bottle.
Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Nice. Let's bring in Kevin Meyer from Meyer Cork and Bottle. Thirsty Thursdays, kind sir.
Fellas, what's going on?
What's happening?
I love this place. In fact,
and it loves you. You walked in and you had people here waiting for you.
Yeah, I did recognize a couple of faces, which is a blessing and a curse of being a lifelong Lincolnite. But
everybody knows you.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those that going out to dinner is sometimes an exercise in futility because I don't want to be rude. I want to recognize the people that I recognize and say hello. But if I did that, then I'd be ignoring my wife most of the time, and that doesn't fly. So,
no. But
I'm happy to be here. In fact, we're having dinner here Saturday night. My wife is one of 4 kids, and we have an annual tradition that all of us and our spouses get together and do a big dinner, like do it up right. And so we're coming here on Saturday to do our sibling dinner, and it's going to be a 4-figure dinner tab. So,
well, if you see
you
see a large black dude lingering, it is not Jay Foreman. He's just hanging out in the neighborhood, just hoping,
DP, you would be one of the few that I would say, "Hey, grab a chair, come on,
Scraps, sir." Whatever the leftovers are, you don't mind.
It was funny because I was giving you the business a little bit because I used to say, the thing I loved about the ticket is I could get a solid 20, 25 minutes of content before they went to commercials. And props to you, you're getting a lot more sponsorships and commercials and things like that. And I thought, well, hey, I can get on the show early and then bounce and get home early. And then you and Jake sat here for a solid 20, 25 minutes of full straight content, no commercials, and I couldn't steal my spot early. So, but that's all right. Here we are, and I'm happy to be here.
Greatly appreciated that you were here. Thanks for making the journey out here. What did you bring?
Okay, so this is kind of fun. Now, if you listened last week, you'll know that DP was not having the beer.
Correct.
Not having the beer at all.
Correct.
It was a barrel-aged stout from Goose Island Brewing. And it's what they call their Bourbon County, and it's stout that is about 13% alcohol that's been sitting in bourbon barrels for a year, and it's a strong, like if having a regular beer is like, I don't know, drinking water, that's like drinking espresso. I mean, it's just like it looks like motor oil in the cup. Now, what I wanted to do, because part of my MO of doing all of this is exposing you to some things that you wouldn't normally expose yourself to, and therefore exposing the listeners to things that they wouldn't normally expose themselves to. So this is from our good friends right here at Zipline Brewing right here in good old Lincoln, Nebraska, and it's called what?
What?
It's called what?
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 Rick, you said what? Like you've been hanging around the brothers for a little while. That's all I'm going to say to you. You just hit that what right on the money.
All right. Well, I'm about as white as they get. What? It's a white stout.
Yeah.
Ironically.
Apparently so.
And essentially what makes a stout is that they take the malts and they roast them. and they get the malts really, really dark, and that's what makes the beer dark. And it also infuses chemical compounds into the beer that give you nuances of things like coffee and chocolate and cocoa. And so what they do with this beer, they essentially make a regular, I would call it like an ale, and they infuse it with the stout-like flavors without actually roasting the malt. So they infuse it with coffee, cocoa nibs, and vanilla bean to give it a stout flavor, only not the stout color. And so it's meant to trick you a little bit and make you go, what? When you take
I
a
don't
drink.
think it's going to trick me. I think I'm going to so invest in this that I'm just going to chug it. That's how much trust and faith I have.
Close your eyes and take a sip and tell me what color you think this beer is.
Brown. Dark brown.
Now,
Dark
now
brown.
look at it and
Dark
tell me.
brown.
It's more of kind of an amber color. It
But
doesn't
here's-
look like a stout at all.
Here's the thing. I would still chug it.
Yeah.
That's a good beer.
It's a great beer.
That's a really good beer.
And you can taste, especially the cocoa nibs for me are coming through the most. But a little bit of the vanilla, not so much the coffee, but just enough to give it a little bit of that roasty flavor like a stout gets. But it's amber in color. It's not heavy, and just super delicious.
This is
It has a little bit.
This
of
is the M&M of beer. not the M&M the candy, M&M the wrapper.
Marshall Mathers.
Right. It's the white stout that tastes chocolatey.
I like it. I like it. They should just call this the M&M of beer.
Right? Like what?
So it's it's literally sort of meant to sort of, because a lot of times what we do, we taste with our eyes. We look at something and think it's going to taste a certain way, and sometimes you get tricked. So have you ever taken you thought was an iced tea, but it ended up being a Coke or a Diet Pepsi or something like that, and you about do a spit take because what you thought and what you tasted were not the same. Well, this kind of does that on purpose, but it's delicious and it's compelling, and you can definitely taste that little bit of coffee. I most importantly, or at least prominently, am tasting those cocoa nibs. Oh, I trapped the fly underneath the beer can. And
Nicely done. I just saw that.
Now it got out. I lifted up the beer can. I forgot I trapped the fly under there.
No, this is a gift beer. This is for your best friend. Go get him a case of this. He will be in forever good faith. You'll be in his good graces.
It's coming in at 7%, so it's not light by any stretch.
No.
Wrong pipe.
I was going to say something. The woman walked through here like they're drinking. She gave us the look like, I can't believe they're drinking right here.
Cheers.
Hey, yeah, raise your glass, lady. Come on.
So it's called.
No, this is really good.
It's called What? And it's from Zipline, and it's made right here in good old Lincoln, Nebraska.
A large thumbs up on that one.
Yeah.
Well done.
Here with the can.
What? Yeah, no, that's the one that, for friends and family, I get a case of that and put a bow on it, and they'll be happy.
That would be a great holiday sipper around,
Yeah.
Opening presents. Let's have some beers.
Yes.
Something like that would be outstanding.
Yes.
So what we are going to taste now is called Cune, and it is a Spanish Rioja. And Rioja essentially is to Spain what Tuscany would be to Italy. It's their flagship wine-producing region. And generally speaking, the primary grape or most prolific grape in Rioja is a grape called Tempranillo. And the name of the grape Tempranillo is based on the Spanish word temprano, which means early, because it's an early ripening grape. And overall, the wines are sort of medium-bodied. But the thing I love about them the most is that you get this paprika, cumin-y spice on the back end. So it pairs really nicely with that style of food. So if you did a Spanish paella,
the pepper,
yeah, or even like fajitas, like sautéed vegetables with spices and chicken or beef or whatever it is.
The pepper. It's all in the pepper.
And that's sort of the underlying characteristic of your Spanish Reds, in particular Rioja, that makes them so compelling. And this is brand new to the store, $20, dynamite stuff.
It's
And-
underpriced.
Well, you could say that, but I like to say it's a good value.
My goodness gracious. No. Meaning that's really good. Like if for the taste of it, sometimes you equate the taste before you buy it and you go,
Right.
okay, this is the value of what it would taste like. But after tasting it and saying, if I bought a bottle of this for $20, I feel like I cheated.
That's the great thing about the Spanish Reds.
I feel like I cheated.
They give you a high quality to price ratio, what we call value, a ton of bang for your buck. And we have, 30 options that are all under $30. And many of them drink like they're $50, $60, $70 wines. So these are $20. And this is one of the better Spanish wines. Even that being said, that I've had here lately, it just is elegant, and you get the fruit up front, and you get that smoky spice on the back end. Really, really happy with this. It just came in the store today, and I thought, hey, I'm going to take it on the air and try it. And Happer will tell you, of all the wines that I bring in, he usually likes the Spanish Reds the best.
I can see
when we do
why.
the show, yeah.
I can see it. Like of all the ones that you brought in, this is probably number 2. All time.
Was the Triana number
Triana
1?
was number 1.
Yep.
This is number 2.
Cool.
And a high number 2.
The great thing,
Like
I
there's
also
space
like,
between this and everything else.
yeah. It to me tastes like a wine that you could do anything with. You could do this with salmon. You could do this with Mexican. You could do this with a good hunk of Piedmontese beef off the grill. It's like you couldn't make a mistake with it. You could even do this.
This
with
is a
vegetarian
business wine dressed as a party wine. Like you really like this.
I love your analogies, man.
No, no. I mean, this one. I mean, for what you would think, this is amongst business meetings and the type of people that would be there. This is ideal in the flavor that you want in the space. And then if you extended this because it's a great deal, you could stick with this wine. Like you don't have to change what you're doing. This thing's going to travel with you. This is good.
Straight from the boardroom to the bedroom, baby.
This is good. Well, that's different. What kind of meetings you going to, Kevin?
Well, you said
What kind of
business
meetings you
into a
going
party.
to?
That's what I'm talking
I
about.
meant like, hey, we played golf and we're just going to stay at the 19th hole for a while. What kind of meetings you going to?
Hey, well,
I got to hang out with you.
26 years worth of marriage.
Oh, my
got to
goodness.
keep it fresh.
That's really good. That's really good. Bravo.
So again, that's called Cune, and it is a Rioja from Spain. And 2017 primary grape is a grape called Tempranillo, and would go well with everything.
I think that's fair and reasonable. All of that. Again, you could probably get, if you charge me $29 for that, I'm not mad.
Good.
I'm not mad.
Yeah.
No, it's
maybe
just-
I'll add that to your 12 wines. Of
Yes,
Christmas.
please. Yes, please.
And I'll charge
Yes,
you
please.
$29 for it. Nah.
I need the marketer's rate. I need the marketer's rate.
So we doing that this
we are.
week?
We are doing it this week.
All right. So I will call you tomorrow, or I'll just text you, and
Let's get it.
and I'll get it ready for you.
Let's get it. Much appreciated. So what are the folks getting at the store?
Well, I tell you what, we just had a massive truck show up today, getting the shelves stocked and ready. I mean, I thought they were stocked and ready, but now they're really stocked and ready for the holiday season. Tons and tons of great wines, tons and tons of great new beers. Got some new beers from Colorado, one called Four Noses, a brewery out of near the Boulder area. And then also got some Weldworks this week, which is a super popular beer that everyone loves, including their flagship beer that is called Juicy Bits. And so we got in some Juicy Bits. So if you'd like some, cruise on down to the shop, and we'll have some there for you.
Looking forward to concert. And again, the 12 days of wine miss. Let's get it done.
I'll text you tomorrow.
Good stuff. That's Kevin Meyer, Cork and Bottle. Thirsty Thursdays. My goodness gracious. He's 2 for 2 again. This dude's he's back on a hitting streak. We'll throw it a break. Call now, 424-645-5685. Nick Trivia. He's got something for you. Call in, get your voice in, let it be heard. He'll ask you a question. If you win it, you'll win $15 from Upside Bar and Lounge. Do that next on 937 The Ticket.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers says let it snow because a white New Year's Eve could mean free jewelry. Shop from November 24th to December 24th, and if it snows 3 inches or more on New Year's Eve, your purchase is free. Holiday savings throughout the store. 36 months interest-free financing with approved credit. And remember, shop from November 24th to December 24th, and if it snows 3 inches or more on New Year's Eve, your purchase is free. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, a Nebraska tradition since 1905.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska Athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
This is Jay Foreman. I wore gear to protect my health on the football field, and now I'm protecting it with the COVID vaccine. Everyone, even kids 5 years and older, can get the vaccine too. If you've been vaccinated, now you can get your booster shot if you qualify. Stay strong, get vaccinated, and learn more at healthylincoln.org.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Sunny skies expected here for our Wednesday. We'll top out near 48 with a west-southwest wind at 10 to 15. Mostly cloudy skies tonight. Maybe a few sprinkles around the area. A low down to around 34. Decreasing cloud cover tomorrow with a high of 53. That's a check of your forecast. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Alanos businesses need reliable communication, both at the office and at home. Now more than ever. Just listen to Bill Mitchner from Lighthouse.
Before we'd have breaks in service, especially for internet, but we've never had any issues with Allo. It's always been there and available when we needed it.
At Allo, supporting your business is our business. To get your free quote and switch today, visit allofiber.com/workfast or call 402-480-6685 today.
At Southeast Community College, we know that winter isn't even here yet, but spring is already on our minds. Registration for the spring 2022 semester is open now. Whether you want to get a head start on a 4-year degree, learn a new trade with a certificate program, or add to your job skills, SCC has a class for you. Spring semester starts January 10th. Learn more about our more than 60 programs of study online at southeast.edu. SCC, your path to possible.
Hi, this is Sean Callahan with Koppel Chevrolet GMC. New vehicle production has been increasing, but the lots will not be filling up anytime soon. In fact, most vehicles are being pre-sold and are leaving the same week as they arrive. If you want your new Chevrolet or GMC, this is a great time to build a vehicle and place an order. Our sales team will work right with you to build the exact vehicle you want. At Koppel, we appreciate your business and sell vehicles at a fair price. So come check us out or visit us online at koppelcars.com.
Starting the right career is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. You want to enjoy your career, be challenged, have fun, earn a great weekly paycheck, and work for a great company. If you're looking for a career change or right out of high school, the John Henry's Plumbing Apprentice Program may be the perfect answer. You'll get paid while getting hands-on training. We focus on your skills while you engage in real-world learning. Why not join the John Henry's team today? Apply at jhlincoln.com. That's jhlincoln.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
Lincoln's mega liquidation store is here. Wholesale Logistics is now open on West O Street as a bin store with tons of liquidation pallets, appliances, mattresses, furniture, and more. Brand new mattresses 30 to 60% off retail with well-known brands. New furniture also 30 to 60% off retail value. Brand new LG scratch and dent appliances 35 to 40% off retail. Wholesale Logistics purchases truckloads of smaller items from major retailers and throws them into bins, with everything starting at just $8. Get to Wholesale Logistics, open each Friday to Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at 2811 West O Street.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great.
Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. In 2021, the Step Forward Awards has been postponed to December 9th and moved to a virtual space. Join us in thanking volunteers for all they do by tuning in to the virtual Step Forward Awards celebration. Visit serve.nebraska.gov to register. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, this is Sean Callahan with Koppel Chevrolet GMC. New vehicle production has been increasing, but the lots will not be filling up anytime soon. In fact, most vehicles are being pre-sold and are leaving the same week as they arrive. If you want your new Chevrolet or GMC, this is a great time to build a vehicle and place an order. Our sales team will work right with you to build the exact vehicle you want. At Koppel, we appreciate your business and sell vehicles at a fair price. So come check us out or visit us online at koppelcars.com.
Old School with DP and J. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. You can call 402-464-5685. Honda Lincoln Hotline. Nick Trivia. Guys to win 15. Yeah. What's up?
Here, I need to shout out Gene and Lincoln. He just stopped by. And I'm usually jealous of you guys because you guys are there. Mm-hmm. But he just stopped by and dropped these
what is that?
Peanut butter and these big, huge Oreo stuff filled with M&Ms and peanuts. And I have a plate of them that all have they have all your guys' names on them. But here's the deal.
Well, I'm coming back.
You're not here.
I'm coming back.
Don't do it.
I'm
Nick.
coming back for what's the buzz. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Don't make that mistake, Nick. Don't make that mistake.
Yeah. There are 2, 4. There's 7 of them. He said my name's on 6 of them.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm kidding. But no, thanks to Gene and Lincoln. I wanted to make sure we say thank you to him.
Greatly appreciated, and yeah, I'll be back at 6:00. So if they're not all there, we know where you work.
Yeah,
we know where you work, kind sir.
I can't even blame anybody else because Mark's already gone.
Yeah, so it's just you, and there's that. So okay, so you have a trivia question.
I do.
Okay.
Yes. What team in the NFL has given up the least amount of total points all season long?
Well said.
No callers quite yet.
Okay. Well, they will get to work on it. I think they'll try to figure that out. The fewest amount of points.
Yes.
Okay. That's not yardage. That's not.
Nope.
Fewest points. Okay. Is there a hint?
They are
without.
Yes.
Tell me who it's not. How about that?
It is here. I'll tell you the team in second. Let me tell you.
Okay.
The team in second place are the New England Patriots.
Then I know who it is.
All right, we got a phone call here. Who's this?
It's Brandon.
Brandon, do you have an answer? Who's given up the fewest amount of points in the NFL this season?
Let's go the Patriots.
The Patriots?
He was in. I'd say this. He was in the right neighborhood.
He sure was.
He was in the right neighborhood.
It is the team of somebody that works here at the station.
Well, if it's not New England.
Well, I mean, could it be the
it's
Washington football team?
No, it could not. No, it could not. You know, you're not 6 and 6. That is not how that plays out.
We got another guy. Who's this?
Hey, this is Roger.
Roger, what's the answer, my man?
Well, if Jay's played for him, it's got to be the Bills.
Well done.
Nice job.
Well done. $15 to Upside Bar and Lounge. Greatly appreciated. Good stuff. Yeah. It was down to those two. We kind of figured it was one of the two. So you didn't go that difficult on your list. Not bad at all. It is it's a nice day here. Crowds going in and out. Folks are getting their shopping done again. They've got the grass-fed New York strips, ribeye, ground beef, 16-ounce ground beef patties, ultimate steak rub, summer sausage 16-ounce, all for $75. that is the Santa selection box. Come in and ask for that specifically, or you can go bigger. If $75 isn't enough, go up to $150, jump up there into the Butcher's Bounty box. 4 New York strip, 2 ribeye, 4 fillets, then the ground beef, the steak rub, and the summer sausage. So you have time. We'll be here till 6 o'clock. Both of those boxes are available to you. $75 for the Santa selection box, $150 for the Butcher's Bounty, and you have time. Makes a great holiday gift. They are doing beef jerky in there, and the fact that they haven't brought any out here is criminal. It's a crime, but that's okay. I'll be here. We'll throw it to break when we come back. Barry Thompson, Fairfax Football Academy. We'll talk football, food, basketball, and life with the coach when we come back on 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, this is Sean Callahan with Koppel Chevrolet GMC. New vehicle production has been increasing, but the lots will not be filling up anytime soon. In fact, most vehicles are being pre-sold and are leaving the same week as they arrive. If you want your new Chevrolet or GMC, this is a great time to build a vehicle and place an order. Our sales team will work right with you to build the exact vehicle you want. At Koppel, we appreciate your business and sell vehicles at a fair price. So come check us out or visit us online at koppelcars.com.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. In 2021, the Step Forward Awards has been postponed to December 9th and moved to a virtual space. Join us in thanking volunteers for all they do by tuning in to the virtual Step Forward Awards celebration. Visit serve.nebraska.gov to register. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
At Southeast Community College, we know that winter isn't even here yet, but spring is already on our minds. Registration for the spring 2022 semester is open now. Whether you want to get a head start on a 4-year degree, learn a new trade with a certificate program, or add to your job skills, SCC has a class for you. Spring semester starts January 10th. Learn more about our more than 60 programs of study online at southeast.edu. SCC, your path to possible.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
Have you been to Barn Wood and Leather, that new furniture store in Lincoln? It's a whole new look. If you like country, you'll love Barn Wood and Leather. It's country with a kick. Rustic, yet contemporary. Handcrafted in America from historic reclaimed barnwood and the finest leather. Create your own one-of-a-kind look for a room or your whole home. Come see for yourself at Barn Wood and Leather, South 14th and Dahlberg. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batstoRats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
This is Jay Foreman. I wore gear to protect my health on the football field, and now I'm protecting it with the COVID vaccine. Everyone, even kids 5 years and older, can get the vaccine too. If you've been vaccinated, now you can get your booster shot if you qualify. Stay strong, get vaccinated, and learn more at healthylincoln.org.
You could celebrate a Nebraska football win with chips or wings and your favorite beverage, but Beatrice Bakery has all sorts of cakes to celebrate all victories this fall. Coffee cake, breakfast bread, artisan cakes, and especially Grandma's fruit cake. No one remembers who brought the chips, but everyone remembers who brought the cake. Make your parties memorable and your Mondays at the office better with cakes from Beatrice Bakery. They ship nationwide. Check out BeatriceBakery.com. Proud sponsors of the Nebraska Shrine Bowl. Welcome to our world of yum.
Every time we make the choice to drive, we're making a choice that could have life or death consequences. Friedman Law Offices has proudly sponsored our holiday taxi service for 30 years. This year, we're proud to partner with Z-Trip to keep Lincoln's streets safer. Between 9 p.m. and 2 a.m. from December 15th to New Year's Day, you can get a free ride home if you've had too much to drink. Just call 402-474-SAFE or click Let Friedman Drive at friedmanlaw.com. Friedman Law Offices. Helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do.
When it's really cold and your furnace goes out, the last thing you need is somebody who just wants a piece of your checkbook. Several families were told they had a cracked heat exchanger and needed a new furnace. Fortunately, they called Bryant for a second opinion. Many were found to only need minor repairs. Anytime you need furnace repair, call the experts at Bryant first. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked up by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
Let's bring him in on a Thursday. Let's bring in the ball coach. Ladies, it's okay. Come on through. Come on in. We even knew you were coming. We had wine ready. We're all ready for this. Let's bring in the QB coach. Let's bring in Barry Thompson, Fairfax Football Academy. BQ, how you doing today, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, man. I mean, it's Thursday, and you got women coming by, wine, and I mean, am I interrupting? I wish I was there.
Yeah, the Mercado, man. Yeah, on your next trip, in the Mercado is on the wish list. Yes. All the for all those who eat and cook, that is the thing to do. You need to, yeah.
It must be
the
warm weather you guys are having.
Yeah, we're at 50. We're at 50. We're at 58. We're enjoying this today. So we're good. We're good. We're good.
Yeah.
What's happening in the real football world?
We're finishing up. I've got a quarterback that's going to play in the state championship game Saturday, but everybody, we're starting to hit the improvement season. My college guys are starting to trickle in, and we'll get busy the last couple of weeks of December, and then we hit it hard in January for our indoor training, which goes for 3 months. Then we're outside. It's combine season, and all that stuff. So we're putting together recruiting plans, and it's busy.
Let me ask you this question, because of course with the transfer portal and quarterbacks moving from program to program, coordinators, quarterback coaches moving from program to program, here in Nebraska, right? This thing, right? It's constantly recruiting season here.
Yes.
Like even in season, it's recruiting season.
Yes. Yes.
But let me ask you. So when a talented, super talented quarterback becomes available, but there are whispers of his personality being an issue, what say you? What would, if you're the offensive coordinator and you get an opportunity to get one of the great talents who have personality issues, what say you? Is that a thing that you would be interested in, or is that a thing you lean away from?
All right. So at my level where I am, I run.
Mm-hmm.
At that level, the reality is that if a person's talented, I think John Thompson said the best, talent has its privileges. There will always be a coach out there who thinks that they can get through to that guy. And that's why these people persist, maybe at times when they shouldn't. And then you've got to understand the financial dynamics that are at play, not just personally, but the whole operation of a team. And but I can say this: I haven't seen one of them where it worked out. The most recent cautionary tale that we have that I believe that I'm hip on is Johnny Manziel, right? And I was heavy on the Elite 11 circuit at that time, and there were people that kind of knew about Johnny's habits. In the book Modern QB by Bruce Feldman, there's a segment that's dedicated to I think it's George Whitfield goes to meet Johnny to go work out, and he shows up 45 minutes late, and George Whitfield sends him home. And after about a time or so, Johnny turned back around. But when a guy has those types of things, I don't know, and he's that old, I don't know how it turns around. And I'm not saying who you're talking about. I think I know who you're talking about, but yeah, but if it's a deal, I mean, it's always a possibility. It can be a set of circumstances, right?
Right.
So you do look at like Kyler Murray. People may not remember, but Kyler Murray and I think Kyle Allen were both 5-star quarterbacks here, both at Texas A&M at one time.
Yep.
Well, Sumlin was down there, and it couldn't make a fit. And Kyler, I think, was the first one to say, "I'm out." And then he winds up at Oklahoma, and now he's leading the Cardinals. So, but that wasn't a personality thing. That was a guy just wasn't happy with his playing situation, and the football didn't make sense to him, and he wanted to go to a place where it made sense. But these personality flaws, they do get their chances. But from where I sit, that's not a guy I really want to mess with. Either get yourself straight or move on down the road.
Is some of that tied to the program itself? I mean, because again, it seems like there's certain programs that are spots and locations where troubled players end up. And the pros, it's the Raiders. Like we know, Raiders, Cowboys, right. We understand that they do that, but those are grown folks who are doing it for a living, and people are making that financial investment. On the college level, for a guy who comes in with all of the hype and then gets the flash and gets that Heisman hype behind it, and then there's a step down. I wouldn't call it a collapse. It's a step down. Can some of this be based on the program itself?
Yeah, it is. I mean, when you bring up the Raiders, they haven't done that in a very long time. You have to go back to the 70s and late 60s and 70s where they had a reputation for taking, quote, discontents from other teams, and then they would, they would mold them into some winning type of thing. So, however, Al Davis had that structure, Madden and Coach Flores, however they were doing that, it was successful. But nobody that I know has done that since that time. So I think the men who did that and the time that occurred, I think that's kind of flown. And I certainly don't know of a college program that's been successful because they've taken players who couldn't conform. Let me put you another way. If you're a Heisman candidate and you got all this hype machine behind you, and all you have to do to make life good is just to do as many right things as you can, and you don't do them, I mean, what does that tell you?
Look, it speaks volumes. I was making the point earlier that some of this could be tied directly to Nebraska, and you asked the question that if you're a 3-9 team, you can be dismissive only to a point. But if part of your problem is that you don't have that sort of elite talent and you have a chance to get it, do you accept the personal side of that?
The answer,
get that talent?
If you're asking me if I'm king in Lincoln for a day,
Yep.
no, I pass.
Okay.
I pass.
Would you have accepted? Text line asked the question: would you accepted Randy Moss post West Virginia?
Yeah, because Randy, now you're getting into what the public perceives as a person versus who the person really is.
That's why I'm bringing it up.
Right. Okay. So now we're getting into different. Now you could bring like Dion into it, right?
Right.
Like Dion had this persona that he was this and that, but everybody you talk to, this guy was a hard worker. He was a great teammate, and this and that. So if you could handle a guy going off and being something in public, and it doesn't affect the program, but you see him on a daily basis, and he's all about the football, then yes, that's a different story. The guy that we're talking around is a guy that is just the opposite of that, evidently, right? He's the guy who drew all this heat and had a great platform, and everything was there for him to get. All he had to do was just do what he was supposed to do, and the world was going to come to him. And for some reason, on a personal basis, he either couldn't handle it or just decided, no, I know better. And now, he's out there. But I don't think that makes a bad team better by taking on a guy like that. Normally, when your team's not good, you're trying to, among other things, firmly establish a way of doing things and going about business. And when you take on a strong personality like that, whether it's a good person or a bad person, man, you want to be really careful. Is this going to add to what I'm trying to build, or is this going to subtract from what I'm trying to build?
Right.
And in a lot of cases, you have stuff, now that's going to take away. So what? It means you get one less win. If your team's not that good to begin with, excuse me, I don't have a cough button. Your team's not that good anyway, right? So what does it mean, another win or two versus you build it the right way and the foundation's firm? There are other players out there. You're looking at one position. Fine, you pass on that. Let's go out and get a guy that let's go out and get a Warren Sapp, who was a 3-star. Let's go out and get that 2-star that's going to be a pro, but people don't see it. Get him. You'd be better off doing that than trying to potentially infecting your team.
It's that time as well where coordinators bounce from program to program. And I think that's a big part of what Nebraska is dealing with. You bring in, Whipple from Pitt, and because of his immediate success, he's easily validated. Can his style, what he's done there at Pitt, can it work here in the Big Ten Conference?
I always say, and I've mentioned several times, and I've just had the personal experience of it. Whoever you bring in, if you think they're the right guy, and you look at Whipple's resume, and it just says nothing but success, different levels, and the levels are important to me in his resume because you're not always working with the same quality materials, but he's finding a way, in the food terms, to turn out a good dish. You can give him the greatest ham in the world. Okay, he's at the pro level and he does that, and then you can give him something that's maybe not the top grade, but it still tastes great. He's still producing points. So I think that's one thing. The other thing, and the most important thing, is he going to be given the authority to do what he does? If you bring him in because of his resume, excuse me again, are you going to give him the authority to do what he does? Now, if you bring him in and then you start sitting on top of him and you start saying, well, we don't do this, or we don't do this, or we want you to do that, he goes, well, this is what's really worked for me in the past. And then you start leaning on, no, we want to, then you're really messing things up. If you bring him in, that kind of experience, that kind of resume, give him the authority to coach his unit, to coach his guy.
That leads to the next question, and that in Nebraska's case, with a head coach who was the de facto offensive coordinator and play caller a year ago, but because of the need for change, you bring in a Whipple. And alongside of that is a Mickey Joseph, who was also giving the moniker associate head coach. He's the
and passing game coordinator.
Passing game coordinator, right? So when you talk about giving you permission to do what's required in order for this to be successful, is that too many different Gordon Ramsay chefs in the kitchen?
Look, let me just go with what we know publicly, because I'm not behind the scenes. Publicly, we have a head coach who publicly said, this is what I need to do, but it's going to be hard for me to. He's saying that out loud, that it's going to be hard for him to do. So I'm listening when he says it's going to be hard for him to do. Mm-hmm. Then you have a passing game coordinator who just came from a very successful run with a passing game and a quarterback, and now you hire an offensive coordinator. I don't know. These titles could be just titles, right? If these men each give each other the authority in the room to do what they do, or it could be too many chefs in the kitchen. The titles are kind of, public statements are kind of giving me a little bit of hesitancy, not because of the people, but if you're looking at an org chart, man, that seems kind of weird, doesn't it?
We've asked the question, right? That at some point when there's been a bit of chaos, sometimes delegation and assignment are the most important things you can do next. And that seems to be, for me, some things are there, but okay, I'll be willing to let it work itself out and do that. But you also are in a situation where special teams are of issue and you have not addressed it. What say you? You walk into a quarterback room or a coach's room with no special teams coordinator, or at least not one. You might have an analyst or a consultant, but you don't have a coach. What say you?
Right. Well, let's say they're not done yet. Okay, so let's give them the benefit of the doubt. But if you were to sit down and triage the season, as I believe most coaches do, what are we good at? What do we need to get better at? Maybe this was just the first priority. Maybe there's something coming that we don't know. But yes, I would think that needs to be addressed. If you sit down and you look at the games and, what are we going to do to win games and get better? I don't know how you ignore the special teams performance. So you can call a guy whatever you want, but man, there ought to be somebody. There's got to be a plan to make it better.
I would hope, we're talking to Barry Thompson of Fairfax Football Academy. Barry, what I would hope is that lessons are learned, right? So we're not going to repeat things that have been done before and that failed. So Oregon is going through this thing where they consider bringing back Chip Kelly. Then they put out that they found some other cats. Maybe we'll go to the Cal coach or otherwise. And then there's the Kyle Whittinghams who simply hang out, plant a seed, water the seed, watch the seed grow, feed it, and then have success. And people aren't paying attention to it. Like, they're not giving that guy notice. If it was a guy that goes and wins a Pac-12 championship in Salt Lake City, should tell you that there's something in the cooking. There's something there. What is it about administrators who like to fall back on the thing that they're familiar with rather than the thing that can help them?
I'm not sure, DP. I told you after I saw that there was a couple of Saturdays ago, right, and they're hyping up this Oregon-Utah game, right, during a great day of football, and I'm buying into it, right? I'm still hanging on the vapors of Chip Kelly and, the uniforms and everything else, and if they're hyping, I think Utah's that whole atmosphere. And you're a Utah guy, so you know all about this more than most. But I was so impressed, and I remember calling. I said, "Why doesn't somebody take out and money whip Coach Whittingham and get him to their program?" And I don't understand why, at least publicly, nobody's made a run at that guy. I don't understand.
Right, for whatever amount of money it would take.
Yes, just money. I'm like, literally, they got oil wells in Oklahoma and Texas, and Nebraska's got, the meat industry, ag, the big ag producers there. Whoever's got the money, take it out and say, what is it going to take to get you here? I'm not trying to, get Coach Frost that I've got. I'm just saying there are other programs I'm surprised who have resources, and they keep swimming in this very familiar pool, and they don't step out of it. And matter of fact, right here in Fairfax County, just tonight, there was another unbelievable, to me, recycle hire. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, really? There's nobody else? We're going to run that guy. We're going to we're gonna, see that movie for the fourth time?
Because they like what they like.
They do.
They like what they
They
like,
have
man.
a
They
type.
like what they like.
They have a
So,
type.
so you and I have been through the basketball circles together, and we've been around teams that were predominantly set up because they were excellent three-point shooters. The offenses were set accordingly. It was kind of the identity of the programs and identity of the players. And then we would go through those nights where the shots don't go down. I can say this. I've never seen a program that has guys who look like they can shoot, who can't shoot, and it's on a constant loud level. Like I've never seen.
You've been with me in the gym. You've been with me in the gym, and you went behind my back one time too. Don't think I don't remember that, but you have been with me in the gym. I looked a guy right in the eye who I knew was going to be a 1,000-point shooter, and what did I tell him? I told him, "You're going to be really good, but you haven't put enough work. I don't want you taking shots from there. I want you taking shots from where you can make them." Right? And then I know you went around and you got to shoot, and I wasn't mad at you. But my point was, I'm big on that. And I told you when we were coaching together, I said, I never wanted to come off this floor and saying we shot bad for the night. Right? And that meant that I was going to drill into our guys as best I could. I wanted them to take shots from where they could make them. And that was a good shot for me. If you can make it from there, that's a good shot.
But what if the thing that you've seen, right? The thing that you've seen, right? The things you've seen every night in practice where the shots go in, and then you get in games and they don't go.
Right. It's just not the adjustment. That's the other part, right? The adjustment. Okay, it's not falling night. Can we give a pump fake and get inside the circle a little bit? Can we put the ball down, draw a defender, and kick it? Just the adjustment. But the quick shots, I know we switched Nebraska basketball, but this quick shot thing that's going on, and this no sense of time score type of possession, I'm sure that's something that Coach Hoiberg is, at his wit's end to get these guys to kind of play together. I don't think that it's a stubborn group. You've had them in studio; they seem like good personality guys. But the missing piece is how do they do this together, right? How do they do this together? And they're just going to have to work that premise out. But they should learn right now that them individually coming up and pulling up and going 1 for 8 on threes isn't the answer.
Right. All there. All right. We're here at the Mercado. What are we eating?
2 minutes here. I'm going to do a real humble dish. And it may not sound like much, but stick with me. It's cauliflower pasta and 2 cheeses. The cauliflower is a short, curly pasta like a fusilli, cavatappi. I like the campelli. It doesn't matter. You eat 8 ounces of that. Please spend the time, go to a cheese store, get pecorino romano. You're going to grate it yourself. And something called aged provolone. Grate it yourself. You get home, get a pot of water, 4 quarts of water going. 2 tablespoons of salt. You take the cauliflower head, you have it. Once the water's boiling, you put it in there for exactly 5 minutes, pull it out, leave that water, don't dump it. Bring it back to a boil. When it's cool enough to handle, you're going to cut that cauliflower up into pieces that are like about the same size as the pasta that you're using. Then in a 12-ounce skillet, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 smashed garlic clove, and you heat it to medium heat. And as it heats up, the garlic will start to turn a slight brown color. When it does that, throw it out. You just flavored your olive oil. Then the cauliflower goes in, crank it up to medium high, throw in some salt, some red pepper flakes, and you're going to stir that around until it gets a little brown on the edges. That's about 7 minutes. And then that pot, right, that you brought back up to a boil, you're going to take your 8 ounces of pasta and put it in there for 5 minutes. At the end of 5 minutes, you can do 2 things. One, get 2.5 cups of that water out before you drain it. And then after you drain it, you put the pasta into that skillet. You're going to take 1 cup of that water and pour it in there, and your pasta will cook right in the skillet. When it's to the doneness that you like, you get your 1/2 cup of that grated pecorino romano, and you stir it in there till it melts. You get your 1/2 cup of that aged provolone, you stir it in there till it melts. Then you can add some more cheese on just because you can. And you hit it with a few pepper flakes and a little drizzle of olive oil. And I'm here to tell you, DP, I had it last night. I'm having seconds tonight. Oh, by the way, I think one of those Spanish red wines would go great with it.
Yes. This one really would. This is really good stuff. Like I said, he's had 2 really good weeks when it comes to the wine. I would suggest that.
Talking about.
Yep, I would suggest that. All right, brother. Well, look, hopefully the Huskers get it right in football and in basketball. If they don't get it right in basketball, I'll probably call you, fly you out here, have you put them through. Look, 2 things: the shooting drill and the line, and the offensive rebounding drill. Like those 2 drills.
Just get them to play together. Just get them. I know he's trying so hard. Get them to play together. Learn how to approach an offensive possession and working together to get the bucket they want.
It's a favorite 2 words when it comes to basketball. Keep hunting. Keep hunting.
Yep.
All good. Appreciate you, BT. Thank you, man.
All right, thanks for having me.
Barry Thompson, Fairfax Football Academy. We'll get to it, man. Yeah, and to the text line, yes, we're going to bring Barry to Lincoln. That has to happen. Introduce him, everybody. Let him get some work in. We'll throw it a break. The Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman will call in. We'll talk to him next live from the Mercado. Good stuff. They just delivered some beef jerky, the hickory and the bold and spicy. I'm a happy boy. We'll be right back on Old School.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When it's really cold and your furnace goes out, the last thing you need is somebody who just wants a piece of your checkbook. Several families were told they had a cracked heat exchanger and needed a new furnace. Fortunately, they called Bryant for a second opinion. Many were found to only need minor repairs. Anytime you need furnace repair, call the experts at Bryant first. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska Athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
This is Jay Foreman. I wore gear to protect my health on the football field, and now I'm protecting it with the COVID vaccine. Everyone, even kids 5 years and older, can get the vaccine too. If you've been vaccinated, now you can get your booster shot if you qualify. Stay strong, get vaccinated, and learn more at healthylincoln.org.
Do you know the signs of an opioid overdose? Talk to your physician and pharmacist about naloxone, a drug used to safely reverse an opioid overdose. I'm Dr. Rob Rhodes, a Nebraska family practice physician. Be Opie ready and download a free overdose support tool, the Opie Rescue app. Search Opie Ready for more information.
Paid for by the CDC. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services and aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers says let it snow because a white New Year's Eve could mean free jewelry. Shop from November 24th to December 24th, and if it snows 3 inches or more on New Year's Eve, your purchase is free. Holiday savings throughout the store. 36 months interest-free financing with approved credit. And remember, shop from November 24th to December 24th, and if it snows 3 inches or more on New Year's Eve, your purchase is free. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, a Nebraska tradition since 1905.
Starting the right career is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. You want to enjoy your career, be challenged, have fun, earn a great weekly paycheck, and work for a great company. If you're looking for a career change or right out of high school, the John Henry's Plumbing Apprentice Program may be the perfect answer. You'll get paid while getting hands-on training. We focus on your skills while you engage in real-world learning. Why not join the John Henry's team today? Apply at jhlincoln.com. That's jhlincoln.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batsterats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. We're live. The Mercado Certified Piedmontese Beef, 84th and Havelock, and you can, for $75, 2 New York strip, 2 ribeyes, 4 ground beef patties, 16 ounces each. Steak rub, summer sausage, $75. Want to go bigger? You can go bigger. 4 strip, 2 ribeyes, 4 filet, 4 burgers, rub, summer sausage, 16 ounces worth, $150. Great Christmas shopping. Have at it. Have at it. We're here till 6. Come on through. Say hi. Hit us with a what up. Let's go to the phone lines. I'll bring in the Husker Hall of Famer, Jay Foreman. Jay, man, what's happening?
What's Papa locking on the ones and twos in the city of darkness? We're like in Gotham City out here, man.
Yeah, it's a little different, isn't it, right?
It is 5:32 p.m., and it looks like midnight. It's like being down in Vegas, being in the casino. You don't know if it's light or dark when you come outside.
Yeah, like we're sitting here, you know the spot, right? So we're sitting here in the front door and looking out, and of course it's a city of lights right now because of the darkness. It's pretty cool. Kevin Myers stopped by, brought some nice wine, brought a really good beer called what? Like that's the beer's called what? What? And it might be the best one he's brought so far.
Well, we're gonna have to save that, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Pretty soon I'm gonna be there to partake in all the libations.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but you know what's gonna happen though once we start getting them libations going. Little sweet boy Nick and little Sky Blue over there, they ain't gonna be able to sit there and watch Netflix all night.
I'm really looking forward to Big Sky's graduation and Nick's 21st birthday.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be a night they ain't gonna never forget.
Or they won't remember. They may not remember.
Either are always they're all in the same box.
Whew, man, they don't even know, man. Oh yeah, there's some beef jerky for you too. So they hooked you up here to get that done. Not bad at all, Kite Sir. Not bad at all. Your mother-in-law came by, Jay Foreman. She came by looking for you and said hello.
Oh, really?
Yes.
They big grillers, so they probably was getting some beef.
Yeah, she came through.
Yeah.
She stopped through. She's like, "Where's Jay?" She goes, "I listen when I can. Jay's a really good dude." I was like, "See, you got the cosign. When mom-in-law says you're a good dude, you're doing all right, young man."
Yeah, I try my best, man. You don't know, you fake it till you make it. You got them fooled, you know. So it's all good.
Hey, it's at that time. Like it's. I'll ask you from the player, from a teammate standpoint, and then from a coaching standpoint. When you hear that somebody's super talented but has personality issues, do you want to be a part of it? Do you take the chance?
In reference, if I'm a coach?
Yeah, if you're a coach and you're a player, he's super talented.
Yeah, depends on what those issues are. If he has issues with, like, you know, being a team player or stuff like that, I think you can kind of, you know, get him to see the light eventually. But if it's the guy that has a problem dealing with his teammates, you know, it's all, you know, kind of always been that guy that, you know, everything happens, but, you know, somebody else's fault, but there's always one common denominator. I'd probably pass, but it just kind of depends. And I think it depends on the coach and the player. I mean, sometimes guys are, you know, perceived one way and, you know, really another. And sometimes, you know, some of these guys or players have some other stuff going on that once you kind of deal with that, then everything else comes to, you know, like fruition. So, you know, you never really want to pass judgment so you can get in there and give everybody a fair chance because, you just never know. And this is the coach. You always think that you can be that coach or be that guy or be that mentor or teammate that can kind of get the guy on the right track. So, it just takes a special connection, because it's a deeper relationship because it's going to be rocky, I'm assuming. But it kind of depends on the situation and depends on the player. Depends on how talented he is. I'm not sure who you were exactly talking about.
Well, we're talking about Spencer Rattler in specifics.
Yeah, I just think with Spencer Rattler, he's a quarterback. He's a product of the YouTube social media type of deal. I think the good thing about it, I mean, whether he likes it or not, I think it was a humbling experience for him last year. It's questionable whether it's justifiable or not. Because I think they ran a different type of offense when the Williams came in. I think they kind of had Spencer playing a different way than Williams, so it's kind of affected the way he played. And I don't know if Nebraska's talking to him or whatever. But I would say like this: you get a guy that's highly talented, and then he's going to be extremely motivated and have a big chip on his shoulder. So you're going to get his best, right? But to take him to another level, then you say, hey, look, we know you're going to play well. We know you got plenty of reasons to play well. Well, then let's add to it and see how you can improve your leadership, which will actually make you a better player in the long run. And so you kind of, play on to what he's already, willing to do. And then you add on something else because you're letting him know it's going to make you even a better player and make you more money eventually in the NFL. So, I'm sure he's got tons of schools that have contacted him. He's trying to find the best situation for him, for his career, and, obviously I think Nebraska would be great for him, but, that's something that, his advisors, himself, and the, coaches all got to kind of come to deal with and see where it's at. I don't think he's such a malcontent that he can't play and do well. But I do think there was a lot that probably came with him. And I think also those are the things that he had to deal with and address moving forward. I'm sure coaches are explaining it to him in some form or fashion, because ultimately whatever school he goes to, if they really want the best for him and the school, they have to be completely honest with him and be willing to help him and, I won't say rehab him, but, make him be what he wants to ultimately be. I just think that the way kids grow up now, they don't necessarily want to be bad teammates. They don't know how to be good teammates. You get what I'm saying? Because it's all been all about them for so long. So you can't fault them, but then you have to have the players that are willing to be open to learning how to be a better teammate, which will make you a better player and then make your team better. So it's a win-win, but getting him to that point is very, very hard.
Would you want him on your team?
If I was on Nebraska right now,
yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's an extremely talented player, a proven guy that can, spin the rock. Allow him to come in and compete. If I'm a teammate, I'm not saying this and thinking that Logan can't get the job done either. So, I think a better, a legit running game helps make Logan, at least in the offense that, that we ran. And I'm assuming it's going to be some version of it with Coach Whipple. I'm just assuming here, or, whatever. It makes Logan that much better of a quarterback. We know he can run. He can tough. He actually made good decisions. There wasn't a big difference from what we've seen before, except for experience-wise. And, so, yeah, I mean, of course, you'd want him on your team. I don't know. I'd have to meet him. I don't know enough about him or enough about the issues or reason why, some of those things are out there. I just thought that he just wasn't playing well, and the other guy came in and was hot, and they rode the hot hand. But also know they went back to him, and he went in there and did well late in the season. So that gave me a character, not a character issue, but a character flaw that necessarily wasn't true. That if he was totally checked out, he wouldn't have went in there and as a backup role and be ready to play. And so who knows, man? Obviously it's a position to be addressed with only 2 scholarships in there and 2 guys that have no experience at all. And that's what happens when you have a 4-year starter and you planned on having a 5-year starter, and it just didn't happen. So you got to find somebody that's going to provide competition, but also some experience moving forward.
Tonight, Thursday Night Football, the 6-5-1 Steelers travel to Minneapolis to face the 5-7 Vikings. Who you got?
Oh man, the Steelers, exceeded expectations last week. They, it was like their last hurrah. I remember we were talking about, Ben Roethlisberger. If I thought that he had one more win in him, and they hung around, and then the old wily veteran found a way to play or found a way to win. I think on the road in Minnesota, and Minnesota's playing for the playoff lives, the defense is starting to get healthy, even though they have an unfortunate situation with Everson Griffin. Wishing him all the best, but they got Dalvin Cook back. I don't think Adam Thielen will play, but you got Jefferson. They're starting to get healthy offensively. And I think Dalvin Cook will be the X factor, especially playing at home on a short week. I'm going to give the home team the advantage to go with the Vikings, even though they have Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is the guy that you always say they have Kirk Cousins, and it's not always in a good way. So it is one of those things that I think the Vikings, will be at home and they'll be able to make some plays.
Before we let you go, can I ask you? There's some FCS elite quarterbacks who are jumping in the transfer portal. Can I ask you if FCS quarterbacks, if they suffer from a different level of talent than, say, Power 5, can those guys play at the Power 5 level?
I think a lot. I think now with the quarterback camps, the quarterback coaches, the quarterback gurus, I think they can make it. They can make that jump, because I think that now, like back when I played, I would say, no. But I think with the amount of reps that they get in the off season, the way the offenses are ran at that level, I definitely think they can make that jump. And now it's going to take some time because you're going to, the windows that they're used to throwing in DP is, they're a lot smaller than, they're when you're playing, knucklehead, university. So,
right.
But I think they can play. I think, you'll get some guys that'll play down on those levels that can straight up, flat out ball just because they're there. I mean, quarterback's hard because people don't understand. Only one can play. So if you're a high school senior and just say like in your 500-mile radius, they got, everybody has a sophomore or juniors or younger, and you can go to a smaller school and play right away. I mean, you're playing quarterback. I mean, you got to think I'm not the biggest Carson Wentz fan, but look at it. He went up to North Dakota State, and then Easton Stick came behind him. They all learned how to play the position, and both of them, obviously Carson Wentz, I think, was number 2. Easton Stick was a 5th-round pick, but he's established himself as a legit backup quarterback, waiting to get his chance. And there's plenty of other guys that have done it, and there's plenty of other guys that have made it in the NFL from smaller schools. So yeah, I think they can play. It just takes the right opportunity, the right chance. And, a lot of those guys come in, say they only have the depth of receivers, depth of skill position year in and year out changes drastically for these guys. Whereas you're able to get here, you're able to throw to sometimes 6, 7, 8 receivers that are better than the guys or as good as the guys that you needed to depend on every single day. You think of Chad Pennington from Marshall. You can go so forth and so on. There's guys that can play. If you can play the position of quarterback, you can play at any level. And playing the position, this is what people don't understand. Playing the position of quarterback does not have to do with, it's not all predicated on arm strength, star rankings, X, Y, and Z, or your height, weight, size, and speed type of thing. Now, within reason now, okay? You can't have a quarterback out there that's 5'6", but I'm talking about, well, you can, but because Kyler Murray's out there, he's 5'9". But, what I'm talking about is playing the position. You got guys that might not be as talented as, like Jamarcus Russell, got picked number 1. He had a strong arm, but then here it is. You got Drew Brees and all these other guys that don't fit the mold of the ideal size of quarterbacks. And Drew Brees is eventually going to be a Hall of Famer, so forth and so on. You can talk about Tom Brady, X, Y, and Z. If you can play the position, you got the mind for it, leadership, and the ability to lead guys and push them to do better things. You definitely going to have a leg up on a guy that's survived solely on arm talent and surrounded himself with superior athletes like they do in club teams, 7-on-7 teams in high school. So I don't think you say, hey, we only could pick up a guy that was third string coming from Michigan versus a guy that's, started, 3 years and wants to try to see if he can make that jump. Because what people don't understand is live game reps trump practice in proximity or geographical areas where you sat on the bench or didn't play. But, the good thing, I guess, about the transfer portal, there's quarterbacks going in there every day, and it seems like there's 50,000 of them in there. Heck, Michael Penix Jr., I didn't even know that. I just saw something where he's in there.
Yep.
He was up for the Heisman before the season, or until obviously he was an unstoppable force, both running and passing before he got hurt. Not this season, but the season before. And he never could kind of get out of neutral. The team around him wasn't as good, but I mean, he's a legitimate. You talk about Power 5, Big Ten, threat at quarterback, and there's tons of them that have had successful careers that might have got dinged up this year, and then the guy that came in is kind of overtaking the position. So, something that they got people to comb that waiver wire or whatever you call it, and see what they can come up with.
Brother, I think it's going to be interesting. Again, we'll find out more about this game and how it evolves, because some of these transfer will line up directly. So appreciate you, brother. I will talk to you tomorrow. Take some Tums tonight, Pepto-Bismol, and some Sprite. Just, tomorrow will be rough.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. I'm coming in there just straight up like I'm arriving like I am. I'll face every challenge, all challengers. I'm here, including the Hot Wing Challenge.
Okay.
With little baby Rico, the little bobblehead Murphy over there. I'm going to handle my business because my Buffalo Bills got embarrassed. And, just eating one wing ain't going to be that big a deal.
Okay, well, we will put it in place for it, brother. We will be looking forward to it. That's tomorrow at 4 on Old School, so folks can know. That's Jay Foreman, Husker Hall of Famer. Thank you, kind sir.
All right, man.
Tomorrow's going to be fun. We'll toward the break again. We're live at the Mercado. Final segment coming up here on 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill has food and drink specials every night for all the games. Enjoy jumbo pork tenderloin for $8.99 and 90-cent wings for Monday Night Football, or Comfort Thursday Night Football with chicken fried chicken, steak, or pork for just $9.99 and $20 Coors Light aluminum buckets. Watch college football on Saturdays with an Aggie sandwich for $9.99 and Coors Light specials, and catch NFL Sundays with Bloody Marys and more. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batstoRats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Are you dragging through each day? Most people are dehydrated or deficient in essential vitamins, minerals, and more. Live Hydration Spa helps you get more out of your life with their IV hydration treatments to help with anti-aging, weight loss, endurance, and more. Their performance packages can help you feel better doing your normal daily routine with boosts of energy and vitality, an increase in immunity, and quicker athletic recovery. Call today for an appointment at 402-413-2042 or walk in at 71st and Pioneers. Live Hydration Spa.
Starting the right career is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. You want to enjoy your career, be challenged, have fun, earn a great weekly paycheck, and work for a great company. If you're looking for a career change or right out of high school, the John Henry's Plumbing Apprentice Program may be the perfect answer. You'll get paid while getting hands-on training. We focus on your skills while you engage in real-world learning. Why not join the John Henry's team today? Apply at jhlincoln.com. That's jhlincoln.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
This is Jay Foreman. I wore gear to protect my health on the football field, and now I'm protecting it with the COVID vaccine. Everyone, even kids 5 years and older, can get the vaccine too. If you've been vaccinated, now you can get your booster shot if you qualify. Stay strong, get vaccinated, and learn more at healthylincoln.org.
Look around your house. You don't really have any room for Christmas gifts. Things are stuffed into closets, and your garage is a mess too. For a unique gift this holiday, call Travis at Classic Garage Solutions for their Christmas organization packages. Turn your garage from a cluttered mess to a clean, organized space that will be the envy of the neighborhood and something you can be proud of. Storage options for cabinets, monkey bars shelving, or slat wall. Call Classic Garage Solutions today at 402-730-1638. That's 730-1638.
The second largest indoor ag show in the U.S. It's the Nebraska Ag Expo, and it features more than 785 companies spread over 9.2 acres. This show brings all the latest innovations and greatest ag technologies that you need to increase profits, lower costs, and improve the way you farm and ranch. Check it out December 7th, 8th, and 9th, the Lancaster Event Center in Lincoln. Register online for free admission at nebraskaagexpo.com. Sponsored in part by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
One host has a red beard and thinning hair. The other also has a red beard and thinning hair. One host got married over the summer. So did the other one. One is a diehard fan of a sub-500 AL Central baseball team. So is the other. Can these two radio hosts do a show together without getting confused as to their own identity? The same couple. Happer and Schaefer. Weekday mornings from 8 to 11 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Right now, Allstate has almost as many ways to save as there are types of music. Save for being a new customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit allstate.com or contact your local agent to get a quote. Find out how much you can save today. Allstate. Now that should be music to your ears.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. DriveWise is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
When everything is changing, you need a store that's a constant. A store that has the brands your family loves and the value that you need. A store where you can stock up, pick up, and drive up. A store that's close to home and feels like home. A store that puts the health and safety of you and your family above all else. And a store that's always here to help. At Kohl's, we don't know what next year will look like. We just know that we'll be here for you no matter what. Kohl's, here today, here to stay. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers says let it snow because a white New Year's Eve could mean free jewelry. Shop from November 24th to December 24th, and if it snows 3 inches or more on New Year's Eve, your purchase is free. Holiday savings throughout the store. 36 months interest-free financing with approved credit. And remember, shop from November 24th to December 24th, and if it snows 3 inches or more on New Year's Eve, your purchase is free. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, a Nebraska tradition since 1905.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. Final segment, old school. Stay tuned. Top of the hour, 6 o'clock. What's the buzz with Buzzy Carruthers, Nebraska basketball director of player development? He's got lots to talk about, a lot of information to share. You want to ask him questions about this team? It'd be a great night to do it. You can do so on the text line throughout the course of the next 2 hours. Don't be shy. Ask the man the questions. He'll answer them for you because that's who he is and that's why he does it. So you can do that. We want to thank the folks here at the Mercado. I want to give a shout out to Nick, the manager, Jordan, Bennett as well, for hooking us up and making this feel welcome and appreciating what they offer. Look, man, the food's amazing. Again, we've been sitting here staring at the deli of steaks, and so we'll grab some and take them to go, and that will get us out of here. For that, I want to thank Kevin Meyer from Meyer Cork and Bottle, giving me my new favorite beer. It's a white stout from Zipline. Well done. Appreciate it. Good stuff. Thank Jake Sorens for getting me through the first segment. Jay Foreman for calling in. Barry Thompson, Fairfax Football Academy. You guys have it's been an exceptional day. 8:30 tonight, first serve. The Huskers in Illinois. It's been a busy day so far with the volleyball tournament and opportunity to advance and get a shot down there in Austin, advancing to the grade 8 as well. So sit tight, and then hopefully tomorrow we'll have news on Huskers basketball and the health conditions, which of those folks will be able to travel as they head to Atlanta and face the Auburn Tigers. We'll find out what is tomorrow. Again, fingers crossed for that group of young men. Hopefully that team, the program is healthier tomorrow than they were today, and we can get that done. Greatly appreciate you guys again hanging out. Nick, thank you, kind sir, for getting me through the 3 hours. I will be with Bach again tomorrow, 11 to 2, there at the station, and then tomorrow afternoon, 4 o'clock. Schedule it in. Go to YouTube, schedule it in. Get on the video, Jay Foreman, and the Wings Challenge. He's going to do it. Brett Baker in studio. Going to be fun. Nick, thank you, kind sir. Listeners, you are appreciated. We're out. What's the buzz? Up next.